Hello and welcome student. Today we are going to learn a poem from class 6th subject English. Before moving to our poem, let's do some questioning related to our poem. What do you mean by beast of burden? Yes, it means an animals such as mule, donkey, etc. that is used for carrying loads. So, our poem is just related to one of the animal which is used to carry loads. But before proceeding to our poem, let's see how animal is useful for human being in our next slide. Why we call these animal as a beast of burden? So, student, you can see in the image how animals are carrying loads to help the human being. So, in most of the places, such as donkey, camel, bullock, yak, horse, etc., were used in various purposes to help the human being. So all this you can see in the image on your screen that how these animals are useful for human being. On your screen you can see a brief about the beast of burden. It is known to have been used as a beast of burden since 4000 BCE. The average donkey stands 101.6 centimeter, that is 40 inches at the shoulder, but different breeds vary greatly. In color, the donkey ranges from white to grey or black and usually has a dark strip from mane to tail and a crosswise strip on the shoulders. The mane is short and upright and the tail with long hairs only at the end is more cow like than horse like. The very long ears are dark at the base and tip. Although slower than horses, donkeys are sure footed and can carry heavy loads over rough terrain. The mule is a hybrid, the offspring of the mating of a male jackass or jack, donkey, and a female horse. In some part of the world where horses cannot easily survive or where extreme poverty prevents locals from owning horses, donkeys are the main beast of burden and such of and source of transportation. So, how the donkeys were used in the place where the poverty is there. So, most of the people use donkey for the source of transportation. So, let's move to our poem, that is The Donkey. I saw a donkey one day old. His head was too big for his neck to hold. His legs were shaky and long and loose. They rocked and staggered and weren't much use. He tried to gamble and fix a bit, but he wasn't quite sure of the trick of it. His queer little coat was soft and grey and curled at his neck in a lovely way. So, student, these were the two stanzas of our poem. Let's see more stanza of our poem, The Donkey. His face was wistful and left no doubt that he felt life needed some thinking about. So he blundered round in venturesome quest and then lay flat on the ground to rest. He looked so little and weak and slim. I prayed the world might be good to him. So, student, these are third and fourth stanza of our poem, The Donkey. So, now let's do the explanation part of our poem one by one. I saw a donkey one day old. His head was too big for his neck to hold. His legs were shaky and long and loose. They rocked and staggered and weren't much use. So, student, this is first stanza of our poem, The Donkey. Let's see the new words from this stanza. Shaky means shaking or trembling. Rocket, move gently to and fro or from side to side. Staggered, walk or move unsteadily as if about to fall. In stanza, I mean the poet once he saw a baby donkey on the meadow who was just one day old. But when he looked towards the baby donkey, it was strange. Means the poet was surprised because his head was very big as compared to his neck, and because of this his legs were shaking, which were long and quite loose. So the baby was not able to use his legs properly because of the weight of his head. He tried to gamble and fix a bit, but he wasn't quite sure of the trick of it. His queer little coat was soft and grey and curled at his neck in a lovely way. So, student, this is our second stanza. So, let's see the new words from this stanza. Gamble, run, or jump about playfully. So, you can see how little donkey is jumping and playing playfully. Fricks, skip or leap playfully. Frolics, trick, a cunning act or scheme intended to devise or outfit someone. Cure, strange, odd. Coat, here it means a skin of the donkey. Curl, form or cause to form into a curved or spiral shape. Now let's see the explanation part of our stanza. But student, you can see in the image our baby donkey was very naughty. So he tried to move playfully, but he skipped and also not sure about his trick. Will it good for him? But when the poet saw his coat, which was soft and grey, and have a curled hair on its neck to help him to look beautiful and lovely. His face was wistful and left no doubt that he felt life needed some thinking about. So he blundered round in venturesome quest and then lay flat on the ground to rest. New words, wistful, having or showing a feeling of vague or regretful longing. Blunder, make a stupid or careless mistake, act or speak clumsily. You can see how the careless mistakes our infant means baby donkey is making in the image. Venturesome, willing to take risks or embark on difficult or unusual course of action. Quest, a long or arduous search for something. Let's see the explanation part of this para. When poet looked toward him, his face was not with any doubt. He was unaware about what his life is. So he used to make many stupid or careless mistakes while moving around him. And after doing these activities, he felt tired and lay flat on the ground to rest a while. He looked so little and weak and slim. I prayed the world might be good to him. Here, the new word slim. Here, it means thin. Means our baby donkey is very thin and weak. Might, here it means maybe. Now let's see the explanation part of our last para. And the poet felt very sorry, means the poet is feeling very sorry for the baby donkey who was very little and weak. He also prays that the world should treat him nicely and friendly, because we know that donkeys mostly use for carrying the loads. So for that reason, the poet is praying to God that world should be, means the human being should be good to this baby donkey. Summary of our poem, The Donkey. The one-day fool tries to explore his surrounding by his shaky legs and large head render his steps rather than normal. He tries to fall legs and leap but doesn't quite know how to do it. His head, just like human babies, is too heavy for his weak neck to firmly hold it. So, here you can see how the poet is comparing the head of the donkey with human babies. He adored with a rather strange coat in the guise of soft grey fur in a lovely way around his neck. His face looked serious, almost as if he was thinking of something that life longed for. He unsteadily moved around as if on a daring adventure quest. Just when he lay down to relax, the poet realized how puny means weak he was and hoped that the world treated the frail fool with care. Rhyming words and rhyming scheme from this poem, such as old, hold, lose, use, bit, it, grey, way, doubt, about, quest, rest, slim, him, mound, crown. Rhyming scheme AB, AB. Figure of speech. In this poem, the figure of speech we are going to learn is alliteration. So, what is alliteration? Alliteration is a figure of speech in which the same sound repeats in a group of words. The repeating sound must occur either in the first letter of each word or in the stress syllables of those words. Example: Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. So here PP in every word, the PP is repeated. So it is alliteration. Second example, Dan declares that he deserved to debate. So here D is repeated. So it is alliteration. Now let's see the example of alliteration from our poem. I saw a donkey one day old. So here D is repeated. His legs were shaky and long and loose. So here L is repeated. So this is alliteration. Thank you, student.